Yeah. Coke fed, press some head, let's get in the car, I said. She grabbed my hand, girls rescue, met the bar, witness said. Tears fled the head, I'm weak, not guess she's sweet, I guess she confessed. She thinking less, not drinking less. Bathroom says, best it gets, spontaneous, I stereotype. Put to rest tonight. Imagine, believe, and achieve, it works. Skyline as a rise like fireworks. Smell through the bag, don't touch my purse.
Yo, hey everybody, Happy New Year. Hopefully everybody's having a fantastic day, a fantastic year. I'm finally feeling somewhat alive from last night. Had a fantastic time. Wasn't going to go out, but I started drinking and went. A friend of mine had a private party, so went over to their house, had a great time. Ran into some people that I did not know, that I had not seen in quite a while. I did not know them that well, but had a great time. The Thunder game was fantastic. The Thunder, of course, won 12 in a row, or have won 12 in a row. And the beautiful thing about the Thunder right now is that they're winning their 12th game in a row. Now, I'm torn between, do I really count them as winning 12 in a row, or do we really say, well, yeah, we are, but at the same time, we did lose to the Bucks in the Cup, even though it didn't really count towards our loss or towards our complete record, because it was the championship game and they didn't want to count that against us. So I guess in that particular instance, it does not count. But I like to think that it did count and we did lose, but at the same time, if they're not going to hold it against our record, then I'm not either. So, but anyway, the Thunder took care of business last night. And it was a weird game because of, once again, I'm so tired of harping on this, because those of us that watch and we can see, we get frustrated. All of us get frustrated. For those people who don't, I was talking to some people the other night, and they were like, well, really, I don't see that. I go, because you're not looking, and you don't understand you're a football fan. And so I'm just I said, listen, people call me a hater, like they did with Rob Westbrook. I'm a hater. I'm not a hater. All I am is a person who understands the game, and so all we're doing is trying to say, this is what's going on. We are calling our team out. Do we love the Thunder? Yes. Do I love the Thunder? Yes. Do I love what we're doing? Yes. Do I love our 12-game winning streak, even though it's really not, but it is? Yes. Are we winning because or in spite of the coach? It's just like last night, and I've been saying this many times. How can J-Dub play more minutes than SGA? It's crazy. SGA plays the first quarter and third quarter. Last night, we were struggling. You bring SGA in, we're up 69-68, and then we go on a 17-5 run. And basically ended the game right there. And there's no way that they don't know, the coach doesn't know that we're going to win a run without J-Dub on the court. We did it last year. He cost us a game in Game 6. The two runs that we went on to separate ourselves, J-Dub was not on the floor. And in the fourth quarter, he does not want to take him off the floor. He leaves him in the whole fourth quarter. He did the same thing last night. Now, he made a big play, and he played good defensively. And I'm going to give him that. I thought he made some key plays. He made a good steal, great steal down the stretch. And then he got the steal to kind of get us going. So then as soon as he came off the bench, as soon as he came off the court, we went, boom, we took off. And it's like the first quarter, it's like, what are you doing, coach? Why are you keeping J-Dub on the court when we all know SGA plays the whole first quarter, whole third quarter? You're taking SGA out before. He screws up and somebody calls him the mad scientist. F that. It's not a mad scientist thing. It's about us trying to win a game. It's about understanding. Now, if you're trying to say, well, we don't want to give Minnesota anything, they didn't care about that with us. They playing their starters. They didn't care. Nobody cares. This is how it works. Vince Lombardi said a long time ago, it doesn't matter what people are doing if you do what you do and you make them conform to what you're trying to say or what you're trying to do. Don't worry about what they're doing. If you're doing what you're supposed to do, it's irrelevant what they're doing, because then they've got to conform to what you're doing. So they're not going to know what we're like when we play them again, because the next time we play them, we're basically going to have Caruso back, and possibly Chet back. So I know I'm confused about what he's doing. All he does is screws up because he's trying to say, oh, well, SGA plays with this group really well. Let's put J-Dub with that group and see if it happens. No, that group is playing well because they're playing with SGA, because they know what they're doing, because they know what the other person's doing. It's so frustrating. It's so frustrating to me. But we're not going to harp on that. Let's go about this. This is our last 10 games, guys. Our last 12 games for the month. The end of the I guess pretty much all of December. We had 12 games. We went 12-0 in the month of December. Now, we do have a 12-game. We tied our all-time 12-game winning streak, but I don't know if we went a whole month basically without losing. And I don't know if I don't remember if we played. We played right in the beginning of December, I believe. Let me go back and check that. But I know we lost to Dallas sometime. Let me see. Okay. All right. Our first game of December was. Oh, we lost to the Rockets in Houston. That was our last loss. So we lost our first game. So we went 12-1 in the month of December, counting the NBA Cup games, which of course I have asterisks by. So now this is where we are in January, starting tomorrow. Yes, starting tomorrow against the Clippers. We have the Clippers tomorrow. Then we have the Knicks back to back. Then we turn around. We have the Celtics on Sunday. So we had a 5-game deal. So we played the Grizzlies on Sunday. We played the T-Wolves Tuesday. We played the Clippers Thursday, the Knicks Friday, and the Celtics Sunday. So that's a 5 games in 7 days scenario. And, right now the Clippers, when you go in, let's look at the standings right now so we can kind of go over where we are so you can kind of see what I'm saying. And when you look at the standings of where we are and where the Clippers are and what we're doing as a team, I like what we're doing. I mean, I really, really do. I like what's going on with that. Okay, here's who we play next. Okay, we have the Clippers. The Clippers are sixth right now in the West. Okay, at 19-14, 8.5 games behind us. Then you look at the Knicks. The Knicks are third in the East and winners of their last 8. And Cat is really playing. And we had talked about that before, guys. Remember we talked about how when they made those trades to make the trades and the moves this year, the Knicks added to their core by adding Karl Anthony Towns, took away Randall, took away DiVincenzo, took those 2 away, sent those to Minnesota. Minnesota lost Cat. So now look at the difference. The T-Wolves are 17-15 after making that move, and the Knicks are 23-10 after making their move. And then when you look at the next people that made the move were the Thunder by adding our guys. And then you look at what happened with the Nuggets. And what did the Nuggets do? They let oh my God, I can't think of his name right now, number 1. Oh my God, the guard, he played for the Lakers, and the Lakers let him go, the shooting guard, and I'll think of it in a minute. But anyway, and then you look at what the Thunder did. The Thunder did not add to their core. The Knicks added to their core with Karl Anthony Towns. Minnesota added to their core with Randall. But what the Thunder did, they kind of did a lot with what the Celtics did. What the Celtics did 2 years ago is they went ahead and got rid of Marcus Smart and added Drew Holiday. Then they got Porzingis. So they strengthened their inside and then strengthening their play, even though Marcus Smart was a defensive player of the year. What they basically did is said, okay, we're going to get a guy who's more skilled offensively, but not as aggressive and doesn't feel like he needs to score all the points. Don't need to feel like he needs to have the ball in his hands to finish our plays, and we're going to let Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown do that. And then that was the difference. And then they added 2 coaches to shore up the coaching staff because he clearly got out-coached against Eric Spoelstra the year before when Miami went to play Denver in the finals. So the Thunder basically did the same thing the Celtics did. What the Thunder did is they added Caruso, got rid of Josh Giddey. So did you add something to the thing? Yeah, kind of, but you added Kaysen to the starting lineup. And every time you add Isaiah Joe, it goes south, and I don't know why this guy continues to do that. And then you got Hartenstein to shore up the inside. So what we had talked about what the Thunder needed was the 3 things. They needed outside shooting, they needed perimeter defense, and they needed inside presence. 2 years ago, they fixed that, and then by adding Caruso, J-Dub, and then, of course, last year with Chet really helped, but inside was our biggest thing, and we needed a big man. And we added Isaiah Hartenstein, which, of course, myself and Nathan Taylor both wanted him big time, so we were not unhappy about that. So when the Thunder went ahead and did that, we were like, yes, let's go. We're ready now. So we've got the perimeter defense, and we've added 10 times that with Caruso. Now perimeter defense is ridiculous because when you have SGA, Kaysen, Caruso, Wiggins, and K-Rich or Ihart. Now when Chet comes back, that's going to be the one that's going to run with that group. But now K-Rich does a fantastic job when we go small with that group. Now what our coach does is he tries to stick J-Dub with that group. Well, J-Dub doesn't have what makes that group go is because SGA can score. And what he does is he creates so much attention that he gets rid of the ball or he attacks him one-on-one is what he does with the double team. Because last night, if you'll notice, they were trying to attack SGA with the double team, and he does a great job of getting rid of the ball. J-Dub, however, likes to keep the ball and tries to do things that he doesn't have, and I've said this a million times. He doesn't have the ball handling skills to do what he's trying to do. He gets off balance. He just doesn't have that ability because that's not something he's done. And that's what happens. But once again, to me, my biggest thing is why does he play more minutes than SGA? I don't understand that. I don't understand that. I just don't get it. But here are the stats from last night. And we're going to make this a short show today so everybody can have a fantastic time. Plus, I'm sure everybody's out running around anyway. T-Wolves are now 17-14. They lost 113-108. Thunder 26-5 now. Winners of 12 in a row. T-Wolves 15 for 38 from 3. Thunder 12 for 36. And then, of course, field goal percentage, Thunder 47.2. The T-Wolves 49.4. And you would think with shooting us from the field goal percentage, you would think that they had won the game. But, of course, they did not. And then, of course, rebounds 43 to 37. Pips, points in the paint. Thunder Thunder 46 points. T-Wolves 38. Turnovers 24 to 12. Hornets 43 to 25 and outscoring our bench scoring. And somebody asked me about that the other day. They're like, okay, Matt, you talk about we have the second deepest bench. Why are we getting outscored? I said, well, that is not necessarily what our bench is. Our bench is not a bench that comes out and score. Our bench is more of a supporting role in order to ensure our defense to do what? Take care of the basketball as far as stealing the ball from our opponents, creating turnovers, creating flow of function, or creating transitional baskets. And what turnovers and long shots and turnovers equal easy baskets or transitional baskets, and that equals flow of the game, which equals what? Which ends up being a flow for the Thunder. And you saw that last night. It was a 69-68 when SGA came in the game. They pulled J-Dub out, and we went boom, because the group that the coach had in was not the group. And like I said before, what happens is when you have SGA, Kaysen, and Caruso went in there, but you got the Wiggins and you got K-Rich, when you got that group in there, what they end up doing is something simple. Now they have an Isaiah Joe in there, which offensively he's just I think, and I like Isaiah Joe, and I think I loved what he did for us, but he's basically outlived his usefulness to us. His numbers are going down. Teams are running him off his spot. He's shooting farther out. They're making him do more. They're trying to turn him into a scorer, not a shooter. And he's just all out of rhythm, and that's what they've done to him. He's gone shooting from 50-something% down to whatever, 55 to 37 or whatever. We'll look over there in a minute. So he really hasn't given us what we've needed from him in quite a while. Now, does he have spurts where he hit a big shot here and there? Yes. But overall, he's not giving us what we need from that. So when you put that group together, what SGA does, SGA scores, or he'll put us in a spot to where he can make a move and and then make the pass to the correct person. That person will be jumped at. Either he will get the wide open shot, he'll attack the lane, or he'll make the extra pass to a wide open shooter, because people cannot move as fast as the ball moves in the air if you don't put it on the ground. It just goes faster. So that's the difference between, because J-Dub just does not have the skill. And now you can see the last probably 4 or 5 games that he is struggling because he's trying to do things that he's not capable of. And you watched him in the press conference, which I don't ever do, but I watched it last night. He's on his phone. They're asking a question. He's on his phone. He has 2 phones. He's on his phone. Like, dude, you keep your phone in your pocket. You're doing a you're doing an interview with the press. This is not time for you to get on your phone. He's trying to answer. He's a different cat, it seems like. But I say, I very rarely ever watch that. I mean, to me, they were asking about SGA and the MVP or deals, and he goes, well, I watch him every day in practice. If you want to do, just watch the games. Well, that's not an answer. But once again, I like J-Dub, but he's just a different dude. And this is who the Thunder coaching staff are trying to promote. And I'm sorry, he ain't the dude. And to me, it's like when Topic comes back next year, if he's 90% of the player that he was before, we're going to see what the Thunder are going to do at that point. Because now you've got Topic, you've got AJ, you've got SGA, you got J-Dub, and you've got Kaysen. So, and plus Isaiah Joe, what are you going to do? That's way too many guys with the ball in their hands. So, we already know SGA is probably going to win the MVP, or he should. And then he's going to be his 3rd time in a row, first team All NBA. So, he's in, or he should be. Chet is in automatically. Einhart is going to play. Dort's going to play. Caruso's going to play. So you got those 5 because you just signed Caruso to a contract. So you got those 5. So then what are you going to do after that? That's the $1 million question. So to me, it's a real simple answer. I add Topic, and then I go, okay, what am I trying to do? Because I don't need AJ if I got Topic, because Topic is going to be my ball handler in the second group. I don't really need AJ for that. If I keep AJ, can AJ now play off the ball without having the ball in his hands, or can Topic play off the ball? Or his other option is, I'm going to play Topic and SGA together. Well, SGA has to have the ball in his hands. So you're going to take the ball out of his hands, because a lot of times when he doesn't bring the ball up the floor, or they don't give it to him right away at the top of the key and let him do his run, do his moves right then and there, we'll do something and we'll go pass, and they'll cut him off and they'll try to make a play, and it usually goes bad. So the other option is, then who do you get rid of to make sure Topic is your guy? Because you're going to have to make a decision at that point, what you're going to do depending on what this guy is and what he does to us. So now, that being said, when we look at the box score last night, here's the box score, okay? J-Dub, 38 minutes. 38 minutes. 6 for 12, 1 for 4, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 steals, 14 points. Did not play well at all. He did not play good. He just did. -10. I'll show you what. And a plus minus doesn't really mean a whole lot to me anyways. Isaiah Hartenstein, 32 minutes. 15 points, 10 rebounds. Shocker, another double-double for him. He's a double-double machine. 4 assists, 1 steal, 2 blocks. I thought he played fantastic in his role and doing what he does. He played good. SGA, 34 minutes. 40 points in 34 minutes, 15 for 23, 3 for 5. 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 4 steals. How does J-Dub play more minutes than SGA? You look at the stat line, you watched the game last night, and you're playing J-Dub more minutes. J-Dub played the whole fourth quarter, and you didn't play SGA not the whole of the first quarter or all of the third quarter, but you played J-Dub in the fourth quarter the most. He plays the whole quarter. How has that happened? It is just so funny to me, this coach. He's ridiculous. He is just funny. Lou Dort, 35 minutes, 5 for 12, 4 for 7, 14 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. Lou played pretty good defense. Once again, he makes some stupid fouls, which I don't understand what he's doing. And you can just see the look on his face like, I can't believe I did that. I can't believe you did it either. But he plays so hard. He's like Westbrook. They play so hard that they don't have natural instincts as far as when not to do something dumb. That's what it seems like. But what you get from him, from his defensive side, is almost worth putting him in the torture chamber, as they call it. Is almost worth any mistakes that he makes at that point. Jay Will, nice to have Jay Will back. 10 minutes, 3 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist, 1 steal. I thought he played pretty good, and he's playing pretty good, working his way back in the lineup. I thought he played well. K. Rich, doing what K. Rich does, 15 minutes, 5 points, 2 for 4, 1 for 3, 2 rebounds. I just love what this kid is doing. I like the fact that he's guarding what he's guarding in the 5. He cannot guard the 3, but he can guard the 4 and 5, and he's doing pretty good. Isaiah Joe, 13 minutes, 3 for 6, 1 for 4, 7 points. He played okay. He's just not giving us what we need. He's just not. Aaron Wiggins, once again, love what this guy's doing. 14 minutes, 3 for 6, 1 for 2, 7 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. Like this guy. A.J. Mitchell, really like him. Really like A.J. 18 minutes, 3 points, 3 rebounds, no assists. With a point guard, you got to have some assists out of him. But when you look at what the Thunder did, man, I can tell you free throw percentage 73%. You got to do better than that. But 33% from 3, we got to have a better percentage than that. But overall, I was really pleased what the Thunder had did and what we're doing overall from that. So we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back, and then I'm going to go over all the things that we're going to, our shooting percentages and the reason why we're leading the West. One thing, SRB, if you have needs for engineering, surveying, and planning, hit these guys up. They love to take care of you over there at SRB. If you have a water treatment plant in your city or county, call those guys up. They'll make sure you like and you do have clean drinking water. Collaborative Logic, I want to thank them for all the things they've done for us. They will no longer be a sponsor, so this is our last deal talking about them. I want to give them one more shout out. Appreciate everything they've done for us as far as keeping us up and running. And if you have needs for computers or software to make your office run smoother or website design, hit these guys up. They'll take care of you. Oak Grove Trucking and my guy Jose Fierro, hit my dude up. You have dirt, rock, or sand to be moved, he is the dude. Y&B, family owned and operated since 1912. They are the bank that makes things happen. The Equal Housing Lender and a member of the FDIC, proud sponsor for us to go out and support women, minority, and black-owned businesses in the Oklahoma City area. You can pre-qualify online at www.ynbok.com. That's www.ynbok.com. Or you can go into the main bank at 401 Elm, 66 steps from historic downtown Yukon, Oklahoma. YB Eastwood is off the Parkway and 66 at 39th Expressway. YB Mustang, 218 North Mustang Road. YB Parkway, Garth Brooks, and I-40, just south of I-40, right there on Garth Brooks, right in front of the hospital. You cannot miss it. And then YB Peoples, located on 23rd and Bethany between Rockwell and MacArthur. And then, of course, Elm Grove Clothing and my guy, Jonathan Binky Triplett. Hit our guy up. If you watched Kendrick Perkins, all of his clothing, the way he's just dressing up and really cleaned up, my guy is responsible for that. So hit my guy up at Jonathan Binky Triplett, 405-332-8787. But I tell you what, he's got Big Perk looking really, really good. I like what he's doing. I've got some of his stuff. He's got some things coming for me, some new stuff I've got coming too for this year. And then we also have a new show that we're working on doing that's going to be hopefully coming up pretty soon. You must have had one hell of a party. Yeah, Rashawn, my sinuses are going crazy. It's this cold weather, going cold, hot. I had a party last night. I got full. I didn't get my car until this morning. I was not in any shape to be driving anywhere or doing anything. I just caught your alert. Yeah, brother, I'm sorry. I've been doing it for a while today. I wasn't going to do one, but we did not do a show last night, so I thought I would just, we hadn't done one the day before either because I've been at the game, so it wasn't no sense in doing that. Plus, if we're blowing out, Rashawn, if it's a blowout, what do you want me to say? We kicked the Grizzlies, they were playing, the dudes they were playing, I'm like, we were watching the game and SGA, they had that one little Asian dude on him, and SGA kind of looked at him like, what? And just went right by him. Man, what we talking about here? There was nothing to talk about that. They didn't play anybody. They set everybody. I mean, it was just, I went to the game, I'm like, man, if I'd have known they were going to do this was terrible. I can't watch bad basketball. high school, college, pros. I don't care what it is. I can't watch it. It was terrible last night, but it was terrible the other night. And then, of course, last night the Thunder did what they needed to do, despite what this coach does. I just don't understand him, Rashawn. I don't understand it, bro. Anyway, Thunder shooting percentage. Here's our shooting percentage for the up to date this year. This is everything as of last night, as of today, okay, including last night. SGA 31.3 points per game, 52% from the field, 35% from three, 87.8% from the line. All of his numbers are starting to go up. J-Dub, as we talked about earlier, is struggling a little bit. 21.6, his percentage, field goal percentage, and three-point percentage are going down, plus his free throws, 47% from the field, 35% from three, 79% from the line, which is okay. Those are good numbers. 21 with 47, 48% shooting, 35% from three, 80% from the line. Yeah, those are really good numbers, but not compared to what he had been doing. Man, I tell you what, Rashawn, man, I tell you this, I need to, if I wasn't afraid of needles, I'd be getting shots to ease up the sinus stuff, but I hate needles. Isaiah Hartenstein, I tell you what, the big boy, I heart, man, you gotta love him, don't you? 12.7%, 57% from the field. Still has not made a three, but like I said, he's still shooting them. It's just like he just doesn't have that touch yet. But I want him to keep working on it because if he can become a stretch five along with Chet, that's going to free us up. And because right now they're just backing off of him in the lane. So now they don't even guard him up at the top of the key. It's like, why guard him up if there's a three? Why do it? But if we start coming off knocking down threes, I bet you'll start guarding him then. But 68% from the line, I like the fact that that's on its way up compared to what it was. Dort, 9.7 points per game, 39.9, basically 40% from the field, 40% from three, 80% from the line. Wiggins, 8.9 points per game, 45% from the field, 37% from three, and 70% from free throw line. I like Wiggins. I like Wig a lot. I think y'all do too. Isaiah Joe, 8.2 points per game, 39% from the field, 34% from three. He was at 55% at one point last year. That's 20 points that he's dropped from his three-point shooting. And it's simply because he's shooting out farther. He's not catching in the shooting rhythm. I'd rather him shoot less and not try to make plays and do things and just shoot less and catch and get closer to the three-point line. That's what I'd like from him. Kaysen, I just like this kid. His defense is just, man, he's really, really good on defensive end. 6.5 points per game, 41% from the field, 29% from three, 81% from the line, just like his numbers all the way up and down the line. K. Rich, 6.4 points per game, 56% from the field, 42% from three. Still hadn't missed a free throw, knock on wood. Then, of course, A.J. Mitchell. I like this kid. 5 points a game, 37% of the field, 26.2 from the three-point line, 77% from the line. I still like him. 50% from three from the field, 43% from the line, 81% from the free throw line. I like this kid. I like what he's doing. He's really, really showing me a lot. And when he's on the floor with SGA, he's less aggressive and he's more like following other side. And then, of course, Jay Will, nice to have him back. 4.6 points per game, 42% from the field, 41 from three. Rashawn, do you think of if other teams start doubling SGA and it's effective like the Bucks did, do you think OKC is screwed on offense? No, I don't. What happened in the Bucks game is that we got out of rhythm, Rashawn. Everybody doubles SGA. But what he does is he gets rid of the ball so fast that he doesn't allow them to, the double team goes ineffective. But what happens is who's catching the ball at the top of the key, which is what matters. Remember when they did that last year, if Josh Giddey was the one, or the year before too as well when they started that, if Josh Giddey was at the top of the key and received the ball, our offense went smoother. If Chet, not so much. Ihart is doing a better job. So it's when they double team, who is he kicking the ball to? That's what makes the difference. Whoever that person is that generates the offense, 4 against 3, at that point, That's what makes the difference. So last night he split the double team a couple times, and so I think he needs to start doing that a little bit more, because once he splits the double team, then that's going to make it less effective, even though they're going to do it more. But it all depends on who is the recipient of his pass when the double team runs at him, and that's the key. Now, the other thing that bothers me so much is when J-Dub gets double teamed, he's trying, when SGA's man comes over to him and SGA is waiting for the ball, J-Dub tries to score. If J-Dub's man comes to SGA, SGA gives it to J-Dub immediately. And I don't like that part, but I'm not worried about the double team coming, because they've been double teaming him for 2.5 years. Ever since we've been doing the show, he's been double teamed. So I look at that and I go, okay, he's going to be double teamed. He knows he's going to be double teamed at some point, especially at the end of games. They want J-Dub to shoot. They want anybody to have the ball in their hands but SGA. Why? Because he's the best closer in the league. 61% is what he shot and gained clutch points last year and clutch minutes. 61%. I don't want the ball in his hands either. If a guy's going to make 6 out of 10 shots, I don't want the ball in his hands at the end of games. So that's what they're trying to do, but I'm not really worried about it, because now we've come accustomed to it so much. But I do want J-Dub to learn how to get rid of the ball when the double team comes, because if it ever gets to the point where SGA is not on the floor and J-Dub is the second best player on the floor, they're going to double team him, then he has to learn how to get rid of the ball instead of trying to create offense and do his own thing. That bothers me. So it really doesn't bother me, Rashawn, at all. I'm not, like I said, this team this year is built differently. And we're still winning without Caruso and without Chet. And remember, when we get Chet back, right up, like I said, I know he's supposed to be back right about the All-Star game, but I don't know if I want to. I still think you bring him back after the All-Star game. Why not? I mean, just wait that extra week or extra whatever it is. And if you do that, we still have 27, 28 games. We're just going to take him 10 to 15 games to get in shape, us get a flow of each other. It's going to take at least that long, and we'll have 10 games left before we go to the playoffs. Now, the flip side is if you bring him back before the playoffs, then what does that do? Well, what that does for the Thunder is a couple of things. One, it gets Chet to get back a little early. Then we get a chance to know what his rehab is going to be like, because he's going to be sore. So what is his rehab going to be back going to that next game? And then he'll have those, 6 days off after the All-Star break, or a week off, or whatever it is. And they have those, so we will know kind of what his rehab schedule is. So that's the benefit of it. And then getting him back a little early, which gives us 30 games for him to play, or 31 or whatever it is, for him to play in before the playoffs start. So, but I'm more of the mind, let's wait till he gets after the All-Star game. Let's give him as much possible time to make sure that, he's 100%. Let's make it 110. Let's wait that extra week, because we do have, now if we only had 20 games left or 18, then fine. But having 27, 28 games left, I'm cool with that. Let's go 10 to 15 games. Let's get him in shape. Let's let him play with the team. Let us get in some sort of rotation and balance. Then we go into the playoffs full strength, ready to go. And then we're going to be a handful. And that's what I think, Rashawn. I'm not worried about it, because they've been doing this for 2 years. So SGA knows exactly what to do with the ball. I'm going to get rid of it quick. As soon as I see the double team, I'm going to get rid of it quick. And like I said, against Minnesota, he was in full attack mode. And I like it when he's in full attack mode, because they came at him, he split the double team a couple times, which you can easily do. It's not hard to split the double team. I teach my kids there's several ways you can split the double team. You can spring over the top. You can dribble low between it. You can do a spin move, slip between your legs. What I mean, you spin and you slide it backwards between your legs and attack it that way, or you can go over the top, or you can go underneath. Those are your ways you can go. Now, I prefer over the top. And because when the double team comes, they're going to have their hands low. Just split the double team, go the ball over the top, and then you're at full speed. And if he's coming at you full speed, he's going to get to the basket or get fouled. And he made a couple of great moves last night, because he is who he is. And I think to us, he is the MVP. So that's the answer to my question, or answer to your question, Rashawn. But I will say this. Hopefully we'll see you guys tomorrow. I know we'll be on the air tomorrow doing the Unpopular Hour. And then tomorrow night, the game against the Clippers. And we have a nice 3-game stretch. Clippers tomorrow night. I know Knicks on Friday. I don't know if I'll be on Friday, or if I do, I'll be late because I have to work. I was trying to get out of work, but I've got to work. I don't have anybody to work with me right now. So I've got to do 2 jobs right now, which kind of sucks. Like in the second quarter of the Wolves game, I'm also noticing the rotation struggles when Jada plays with the bench without iHeart. Yeah, Rashawn, I said that earlier. What he's doing is, because when J-Dub is on the bench, the group that SGA plays with, they make a run. So what the coach is doing is now he's switching up the lineups and trying to play J-Dub with that group. Well, it doesn't work as well because he doesn't have the offensive skill set to be able to make that group works. Now, defensively, he's gotten tons better. But what ends up happening is when SGA is with Wiggins and Wiggins and Kaysen, and I got to fix my deal again. With Wiggins and Kaysen and Wiggins, K. Rich, Kaysen, and iHeart or AJ, because it's normally AJ Mitchell and J-Dub play well together because the ball is out of his hands. Okay, so in the second quarter, what ended up happening is we struggled because of his lineup change and the way he was doing it. Because normally SGA plays the whole first quarter, J-Dub starts the second quarter, then J-Dub comes back after that. And then he pulls him out. He pulls SJ in with 5 minutes to go, which I don't know why he makes him sit that long. I know why he does, because he's a minutes manager. So he's managing the minutes to make sure they're close, because J-Dub comes out with about 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. That's when we go on our run usually. But last night he pulls SJ out and then puts him back in. And I'm like, just completely screwed up the lineup. And whenever he does that, it messes our team and our flow up. So that's my thoughts on that. I think, Coach, SGA plays the same amount of minutes with the same group. It's like I've said many times, Rashawn. It's like if you're a bartender and you have a bartender that you play with or that you work with. You know how each other moves. When you get a new bartender, because that bartender is gone, y'all bump into each other because y'all don't. Y'all are not used to each other's habits and how each other moves. It's the same thing with this guy's doing. He knows that when J-Dub is on the bench, the group that SGA runs with make a run. Then he tries to put J-Dub with that group to make the same thing happen, and it doesn't. It's like in the third quarter last night. SGA started, pulls him out, third quarter, puts him back in, we're up 1. Pulls J-Dub out, and we're going to 17-5 or 17-2 run, whatever it was. So that's 17-5, I think. Went on run, game's over. Brings J-Dub back late. Then he turns around and starts the fourth. So he pulls, and J-Dub he comes back in the third quarter, then turns around and starts the fourth quarter. I'm like, what? Wait, what? It's this guy, the mad scientist or whatever somebody called him. I was like, you're crazy if you call him a mad scientist. He does it. That's him making desperation moves to try to put J-Dub in position to make J-Dub feel better, make J-Dub play better. He doesn't. In what planet? And you name any other team that their all-NBA player plays less than their third best player. I'll wait. Only on the Thunder, because he thinks, because he is, number one, a fantastic builder of talent. He grows players. 100% he's fantastic at that. Calling players after timeouts, getting us a good shot. He's amazing at that. He's terrible at managing minutes. He's terrible at lineups, and he's terrible at flow of the game. Those 3 things he's terrible at. He doesn't get, and it's been 5 years, and I've just come to the conclusion that he doesn't know how to do that. It's 5 years. If you haven't learned how to evolve as a coach in 5 years, you're not gonna. You're not gonna. And that's how I look at it, Rashawn. He's just not the guy. And like I've said, you look at many other circumstances. You look at the Warriors. Back to back, boom, kicked him out 50-win seasons. Got Steve Kerr, they went on a run. You look at the Yankees, they had Buck Showalter in there. Bring in Joe Torre, went on a run. He's great at putting us at the point where we were with him and to where we are. He did a great job of getting us there. We're done. It's time to move on to somebody who understands, number one, how to coach a superstar. Or a GM that understands how to coach a superstar. Because you failed miserably the first time with Kevin Durant. as an organization, you failed miserably by picking Westbrook. You failed miserably. Now you're doing basically the same thing with another guy who's not as good as the guy that you have. And you're doing the exact same thing again that you did with Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook. You're doing the exact same thing with J-Dub. And you're going to have even worse results because of the simple fact, yes, we do have Chet, we do have Caruso, we do have a good team, but you're not going to be winning the West without SGA. It's not going to happen. You're going to drop. It's just not going to happen. I don't know what the hell you're looking at. I don't know what the hell you're thinking. I just don't know where's your head at. Give me somebody who, number one, knows how to coach a superstar. Number two, he understands the flow of the game. So when the flow of the game starts going bad, you immediately put in your players to make that stop. You don't wait 2 minutes because you're managing minutes, and then you put in that stopper group. It costs you. And in the playoffs, remember, you get less possessions. So you can't afford to play a Jang and the stuff he was doing last year. Dude, you can't give away possessions. You can't give away, you get less possessions. If I'm giving away, let's say, I get 10 less possessions a game, let's say. And then I put in a lineup that I'm going to give away 3 possessions, then I just gave the other team a chance to either score. Minimum of 3 points. Maximum of 12. Of 9, 9. Minimum of 3, maximum of 9. That's what I've done in those 3 possessions. And then I've given us the chance to get a minimum of, 1 point? For 1 free throw? Because of the lineup that you chose to do. You can't go, we only played 2 minutes. Well, that's 2 minutes too long. You should never played at all. If you're not giving me 8 to 10 minutes, you shouldn't be playing. Especially in the playoffs. Now it doesn't really matter so much, but in the playoffs, it matters. I'm getting 10 less possessions. I can't afford to give away 3 possessions. You can't do it. You can't do it. But that being said, we have the Clippers tomorrow. Of course, SGA loves the Clippers. He loves killing them. Then we have the Knicks on Friday. Like I said, it will tomorrow night. Looking forward to watching that game, even though I just don't think the Clippers can keep up with us. Now with iHeart back, Zubac is he can't punish us like he used to. And then, of course, the Knicks is going to be a totally different challenge because of their overall team speed. Now, that being said, the trade rumors of us getting Cam Johnson and, who was the other one? Robinson from, Mitchell Robinson from, not Mitchell Robinson, but the Robinson guy from Miami, the shooters. And I'm like, Cam, I could see. Robinson, I don't. I don't see that at all, okay? I don't see that at all. Cam, I could see that because I don't mind giving up Isaiah Joe. I don't mind giving up Jay Will. I don't mind giving up because they're not trying to win. So somebody was like Dort. They don't want Dort because you get Dort, he's gonna win your game simply because of his defense. So that's what you want. But you want Isaiah Joe who's struggling. Jay Will is gonna give you some, but he's just simply a role player, so he's not going to hurt you or give you a whole lot to really cause you to win a bunch of games. So you definitely want those two, but you got to match the salaries of Cam Johnson. So who else you're going to give up? And the thing is this, then that comes back to the topic situation next year. What are you going to get with him? Who can you get rid of? And I know that we're not giving up SGA, you're not giving up J-Dub, you're not giving up Kaysen, you're not giving up Caruso, you're not giving up Chet, you're not giving up iHeart. You might give up Wiggins, maybe, or K-Rich, but you're not giving up those ones I just named. You're not giving up SGA, J-Dub, Caruso, Dort, iHeart, Chet, Kaysen. Those guys aren't going anywhere. Everybody else, I think, and I would keep Wiggins in there myself, or K-Rich now until Chet gets back because you got to get somebody can hard, got somebody bigger. But if I have the choice between K-Rich and Wiggins, I'm going to probably keep K-Rich simply because he can do more for me while Chet's gone. But when Chet gets back, then I would rather have Wiggins, if that makes sense. But anyway, I hope everybody's having a fantastic New Year's. I'm having a great time. I'm going to take me and my fat boy. I got to go eat him some treats. Ace, I don't know where he's running around somewhere, but I'm going to take him on a ride. We're going to go have some fun. I got to get him some treats at PetSmart so he can be happy about that. But for the rest of y'all, I hope you have a fantastic day. Enjoy yourself. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. And remember, be blessed and highly favored in 2025.